passwords, and I'll get into passwords when we start the run. So timing starts on the selection of the file, and we're gonna do file B because, yeah. So 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so again, this is Pokemon Rumble. This game came out in 2009 for the WiiWare. And basically, instead of like a normal Pokemon game where you are like a trainer and you catch Pokemon and whatnot, we play as Pokemon, and the Pokemon are just like little toys that you wind up and they kind of just do whatever. And basically the point of the game is just beat the battle royales. Each difficulty has 4 ranks, and each rank has 6 stages, and each rank you need a certain power Pokemon to get into the battle royale, and you get power Pokemon by beating more stages. Normally, like in any percent, we would just be trying to go to the least amount of stages possible and get to the battle royale and beat the battle royale as fast as possible. But in this category, we have to go to every stage and beat every stage in each rank of normal difficulty, which is just the default difficulty, I guess. So yeah. So right now we're just following the story of this Rattata. That's he's being bad and doing things he's not supposed to, and we're gonna teach him a lesson as to not do that after we look at these unskippable cutscenes. We only have about 2 minutes of this unskippable kind of stuff. The first stage is a tutorial stage, and then after the tutorial stage we can skip a lot of the things that you see that I can't skip right now. So yeah, and going to the part of no passwords, both any percent and all stages have a passwords and no passwords category, like subcategory, I guess. What no passwords do is just means that you can't use any of the passwords that Nintendo gave out when this game was newer. Passwords were just codes that you could put into the game and you'd get a special Pokemon. Some of those being a shiny Rattata that is speedy, which is a special trait along with many other special traits in this game. And it basically just gives them a, like, it just makes them more special. Like there's some that makes more money drop because whenever you defeat a Pokemon, money drops. There's some that boost their attack or defense, and so on and so forth. And speedy makes them run faster, makes the normal run speed faster than regular. And right there was actually really good RNG. Sometimes killing that Pikachu does 3 damage a hit. And then that means I have to use Tackle again. And right there it did 4, so it killed him in 1 hit. And every time I do a tackle, I'm just getting a little bit further than I'm supposed to be able to, because of the text boxes that show up. Whenever else I'm using tackle right now is just so that I don't get hit by an attack and get stunned. So the no password categories do have a little bit more RNG than the password categories because we're not relying on Pokemon that are automatically given to us at the beginning of the run. So we have to rely more on what the game is just giving us and work with what we get. So it makes all stages a much more interesting run to watch because a lot more things can happen and I have to use a lot more thinking and strategize stuff. And the reason I switched into Pikachu right there is just because Pikachu's walking speed isn't as good as Rattata's. And again, after the tutorial stage, which is this stage, we'll be able to skip like almost all these cutscenes that we're seeing. So just the first 5 minutes is a little on the slow side. And also, we got like a really good power with this Pikachu. So Pikachu's power can range from 48 to 53, and we got a 51. So the higher the power, obviously, the more damage it'll do, and to do the Ivysaur at least. And we have to use Pikachu for Ivysaur because Rattata's too weak. So that is why that was like really good to have Rattata kill Pikachu in 1 hit and have Pikachu be 51, because usually if he kills him in one hit, he's only like 48 or 49. So we're gonna go to War Turtle first, which is in Bright Beach. The reason we're going here and not another stage where we will be going first very often in the run is because super effective, basically. I'll be able to kill a lot easier. I'm gonna not go out of my way to kill anything because Bright Beach doesn't really have many Pokemon that are useful, and really I'll just be killing what's in my way. If a Pokemon that I don't know if you could really tell, but that Poliwag was like all sparkly. Whenever they have like a sparkly tint to them, it means that they'll drop no matter what. And dropping is just like, in the game's sense, you're kind of like tilting their little screw that makes them move, and it makes them all dizzy, and then they can pick them up and use them. That's how you get more Pokemon. You just kind of attack them and hope they drop. But like I said, getting the sparkly Pokemon makes them drop more often, or it makes them drop, period. All shiny Pokemon, because there are shiny Pokemon in this game, all shiny Pokemon drop. And sometimes you can make a Pokemon like get knocked out, kinda, like he'll be dazed, and if you kill the Pokemon in time, it will also result in dropping. Careful. Okay, so we got the War Turtle drop, which isn't too great. I'm not gonna worry about him. The only boss that's well, the only two Pokemon that like always drop is the Pikachu and the Ivysaur in the first stage. Everything after that is just RNG, unless you have those specific situations. So now we're going into the Windy Prairie. Windy Prairie has a lot of good Pokemon that I could use, which is why I'm killing more of them. And also why I went to War Turtle first is so that I can get a little bit more powerful Pokemon from the Windy Prairie, because like I said earlier, the more Pokemon you kill or more stages that you beat, the more powerful the Pokemon will become. So I'm only going to really be going after the flying types. They have the more helpful moves. The move that I particularly want is Quick Attack. There's moves in this game, like they all have different animations, but moves like Quick Attack, Aqua Tail, Iron Tail is also really good. They kind of throw the Pokemon forward, which helps with speed, basically. Yeah, it's not the best tower, so I'm going to continue to look. So right now I'm not having the best of luck with the power, because also the power of the Pokemon is random. The power that I need to get to the Battle Royale in rank C, which is the rank I'm in right now, is 100. So 80 is actually pretty good. Okay, so Peck is actually like the next best move I can have, if not Quick Attack, because Peck is a very fast acting move. There's not much end lag to it, and it does a lot of damage. So not a bad move to have. So downside to the situation right now is that I don't have Quick Attack, so I kind of have to just, my movement has to be like really crisp so I can save as much time as I can even though I don't have Quick Attack. But my fighting will be a little bit better because I have Peck, so. And as you can see, I've been able to skip all these cutscenes and stuff like that. So I don't really need anything from Eternal Tower, so I'm just going to kind of skip away from everything. I don't want to kill too much stuff because anytime a Pokemon drops, it causes lag, and doing attacks causes lag. The more stuff on stream obviously is going to cause more lag, so I just kind of want to avoid doing that. Whenever a Pokemon doesn't have two moves, so I use a Wiimote for this run. So like the attack buttons are 1 and 2. So this Doduo only has an attack on 2. So if I hit 1, he just does like a weird thing and looks at the camera and makes that weird noise, looks at the camera like this. So yeah, that's fun. So also with this category, it's more so with the no passwords category, or with the passwords category, sorry. But going to certain stages sooner can help a lot more. Like I wanted to go here right after Prairie, the Windy Prairie, because Marowak has a lot of defense. The sooner you go to a stage, the less powerful the bosses are going to be, so they'll be a little easier to kill. So going to a boss that has more defense earlier helps with killing them sooner. Vulpix can have Quick Attack, and it can also have Ember, which is good, but I didn't get either of those. But I did get the 100 power. Doing all stages isn't really that hard getting the power that you need for the rank, just because you're killing things anyway, because you need stuff for battling and movement and whatever. And you're also going to all the stages, and like I said earlier, the more stages you go to, the better. I got Ember, which is good, so I'm gonna swap into Vulpix after I get onto this train. And now I don't really need to worry about getting a power, so now I can just kill what I want to kill, which is good. And the stages that I save last are usually depending on either the boss's health, or the boss's health in the entire rank, or the Pokemon that are in it, because so for this stage I'm saving the Rocky Cave for last because it has Pokemon like Machop and Clefairy, which are really good in the Battle Royale, and they can have really good moves. So I want to have them as powerful as possible. And after going to like every stage in rank C, the power in the last stage, they can go up to like 160. Which would almost one-shot every Pokemon in the Battle Royale. Because the cap for rank C is only 100. So I would like to have a Machop with Karate Chop to drop, and have a decent power. Okay, 165, that's really good. 165 with Low Kick. So Low Kick is gimmicky. If you don't know what Low Kick does, it is a move that, depending on the Pokemon that you're attacking's weight is, it does more damage. Which means that it doesn't do as much. So I'll try a little bit going out of my way to get some Machops, maybe Clefairies, but the power is really good, so it'll counteract a little bit. Okay, 125 isn't too great. Just keep going. Even though the Low Kick is gimmicky, I'm still gonna end up probably using Machop unless I get something with Karate Chop. There's an Ekans with a little sparkly tint to it. That means it'll drop if I attacked it, but Ekans doesn't have good moves. I'm not gonna worry about it. So let's go into that. I guess I'll do this with Fairy. That was weird. So Pound is actually like a pretty good move. I think I'm actually going to be Clefairy for this, just because Low Kick is still pretty gimmicky, and I don't want a chance. It's also a little slower with like frame data. Pound is a fast acting move, and Low Kick isn't as fast. Right. So now that we've completed every stage, we're going to enter the Battle Royale. And also, this Clefairy is 125, so it should be doing pretty good with killing. So the Pokemon that spawn in the Battle Royale is technically not RNG, but it is RNG, I guess. the best way to put it. So they put each Pokemon, they put like a group of Pokemon from each stage that's in the ranks. So like one for Bright Beach, or a group of Bright Beach, a group of Windy Prairie, etc. But the Pokemon that they spawn in is random. So like right here I got a lot of Ekans and Gravelers, when sometimes I can get a lot of Machops and Clefairies or whatever. And that's, like, depending on what Pokemon you get, is better RNG than the other, because some Pokemon are more or less defensive than others. So they only take like 1 hit or 2 hits instead of 3 hits or whatever. Okay. Not bad. Okay. So that's rank C. We can just mash through this, because if we don't mash through it, it won't change the screen. So right here we're going to actually go to the Rocky Cave first. For whatever reason, rank B Rocky Cave doesn't have really anything useful. The best thing I could get is like a Dugtrio, because Dugtrio and Diglett are really fast. But for fighting, they're really not that useful. So I'm not really going to worry about getting much here. If I attack, it's mainly just to not get stunned. So like, I'll pick up the Diglett, but I'm not going to really worry about him. And the other reason I'm going here first is because Rhydon is the boss, and Rhydon has a lot of percent, and he does a lot of damage. So I want to get him over with. So there's like basically a generalized route based off of where I go in the passwords route, but I also want to take in consideration what Pokemon I have, what I need, and all that fun stuff. So no passwords categories are not always going to be like the same route or same run, kind of, which is also a little interesting. There's a lot of thinking off the top of my head of which stage to go into next. That's good. That's not a good power though. Whatever. Not gonna worry about him though. Another thing about shiny Pokemon is that shiny Pokemon always have a special trait. I'm gonna use the Machop here because Low Kick will be really useful against this boss for multiple reasons. Because it'll be super effective, and he's a heavy Pokemon though. There you go. Pretty simple. And I'm not really too worried about like getting certain items because or getting money, sorry, because I get you automatically get money after you beat a battle royale, and I'm not gonna really need to invest much into buying anything until the very end, which it's a speedrun, so I want to kind of be fast about it. So I only want to buy one thing, so I don't really go out of my way to get the money. And you're able to buy new moves for whatever Pokemon you're using, and also you can actually buy Pokemon. You don't get to pick what Pokemon it is though. Okay, these powers aren't too great. Okay, the Pidgey with the 144 isn't terrible, but prefer something higher. And getting a Pidgeot would also, or Pidgeotto or Pidgeot would also be great. Which I could. And the reason I'm only going for them is because they're the only Pokemon that can have Quick Attack. And that's the only thing I care about. So. That is not a good power. Hoping, okay, Okay, so that little animation around the Pokemon after it dropped means that it had a special trait, and it has Quick Attack, which is good. 161 isn't too great of a power, but it has Quick Attack, and Pidgeotto has a little bit more attack and defense than Pidgey, so we're good. But Scrappy, actually not, can't remember what Scrappy does. I think it's something about picking up money or something, but I'm not sure. So this is Quick Attack. As you can see, it's very fast. Throws the Pokemon forward. It doesn't have much end lag. During boss fights, it's very useful because I don't get stunned by any of the moves when it's used, so it's very useful. Well, I'll get stunned by like their signature moves, but not like when they try hitting you away. And there is one other stage that if I were to have not gotten a Quick Attack Pokemon here, I could have gotten... Like, if I didn't get a Quick Attack Pokemon in that stage, I would have just gone to the Silent Forest instead of here, actually. And that's because there are Pikachus and Raichus in the Silent Forest, and they can have Quick Attack. So, I would go there. But since I don't need Quick Attack, I'm going to go here and get these guys out of the way, because the boss has a little bit more defense than Silent Forest. I also just don't like Break Beach, so I like to get out of the way. The only thing that's a little hindering for Quick Attack is that it sometimes hones in on Pokemon, so even though I'm not holding a direction, it'll go in a direction because there's Pokemon over there. And also, I'm hitting Pokemon most of the time, so lag. But it's not that bad in no password categories because I need Pokemon, so it's worth it for like overall. Okay. We just fell down, but I was gonna pretend it didn't fall down. Just fixed it. And also the Pokemon that are in Bright Beach are like never good. I already said that, but they're still not good. They're just never gonna be good. So it's like pointless to go there last or whatever, because you won't get anything good. Oh, see right there, he honed in on the Venonat, even though I was holding literally the opposite direction of it. That's okay. Usually if a Pokemon does that, so that's the animation that I mean when they get like stunned. If I were to have hit him again, he would have automatically dropped. If I were to have hit the Venonat again, it would have dropped. Also, using Quick Attack or like a move right before entering a boss fight can be a little faster just because I'm not supposed to be able to move at that time, even though, but the animation isn't done, so it just finishes the animation into the trigger, which is helpful. Okay. Oh, that's Quick Attack. I have backup. I'm actually gonna go to the Fiery Furnace last. Both of the bosses have don't have like the best health, so it doesn't really matter for that. And the Fiery Furnace has like the best Pokemon for battling purposes, so I just go there last. You need to start kind of getting Pokemon because I'm nearing the end of the rank, and I do need a 200 power. So for rank C, it's 100. Rank B, it's 200. There's my 200. I'm not going to use him. Coughing is not good. Rank A is 400, and rank S is 600. Kadabra's really good. Kadabra's good to have as backup, or like, if you don't have a quick attack Pokemon, Kadabra's really good for movement. He's a fast Pokemon. I like to go after Kadabras just to have them. They're good for a lot of reasons. Actually going to... okay. You want to have one with Confusion. Confusion is like one of the best moves they can have. It's like ridiculously good for whatever reason. Okay. I'm just going to continue with Kadabra. And you just get this animation whenever you get the power you need for the Battle Royale. So luckily I don't have to kill anything that's out of my way, so I'm just going to kill what I want. Or what's in my way. Which I'm going to try and get like a Rapidash or an Arcanine. Hopefully. Not the best power. Okay. Not a good power either. You also have to be a little careful because Kadabra doesn't have good defense, so a lot of things will kill him in like 2 hits. Getting the best power ups. Wow. 74, 267, that's not bad. 88, LOL. Ember and Bite's actually a pretty good moveset. So, I'm gonna use this Growlithe for the Battle Royale. No, bad RNG. Come back. Usually when they run away, they're going to instantly do that, so that's why I went out of the way. Or I went towards that wall so that I wouldn't get pushed away further. They'll run away, and then they'll, once you get close to them, they'll kind of look at you and then try to throw you away. So that's... it's easy to manipulate, or not exactly manipulate, but know what to do depending on the animations and stuff like that. Okay. So another thing that I also have to worry about in Battle Royales, which, I mean, I say worry about because it's just a mechanic in the game, but I never an issue, is you're on a time limit in Battle Royale. If you don't pick up the clocks that the Pokemon drop, and you just take too long or whatever, you run out of time and you lose. So you have to remember to pick up clocks. It's not that bad though, because they're on the way of going and attacking other things. So for this Battle Royale, unlike the last one where all 3 of them spawned at the same time, this one, there's 4 bosses, and they spawn after killing a certain amount of Pokemon each time. And the last boss doesn't spawn until you kill one of the bosses. So I like to kill Alakazam just because Alakazam's defense is really bad. You can also kill Gengars or whatever, because Gengar's defense isn't good either. But you have to just kill one of the bosses, or you have to wait until you kill one of the bosses, basically. So I just like get it out of the way. Also, Machamp is scary. He does a lot of damage, so you want to kind of get him out of the way, or save him last. That was a pretty good battle royale. I'm gonna go into this Kadabra just because Growlithe is really slow. So. Alright, so rank A, in my eyes at least, is probably the worst rank in terms of... in terms of like the Pokemon that are available. There's really nothing good in rank A. There isn't a stage that just has like a whole bunch of good Pokemon. The best stage, and the stage that we're gonna do last, is the Rocky Cave. And that's only because every other stage literally has nothing I could use. Like, it doesn't have terrible Pokemon, but it's nothing really great. So, the rank A, and it's like very known to like not give me many drops and just, yeah, so rank A is fun. I try to just get it out of the way ASAP. And the movement that I'm doing right now with this Kadabra is similar to what I would be doing with like in passwords categories, except I'm using a speedy Rattata, and the Rattata's faster, but it's more like more like just movement, not using attacks, dodging the Pokemon. You don't have to worry about Venusaur, he's a wimp. Just stand right in front of him. Okay. Ah, well, that's unfortunate. Okay, so let's actually use Electrode. Electrode is fast and has a decent move. So some Pokemon like Seal don't get stunned after they're hit by a move, which can be a little bit of an issue, as you saw. But I want to get Bright Beach out of the way because Blastoise has a lot of defense, and there's nothing good here. So the reason I went to Silent Forest first is just because I have the Growlithe, and it's super effective to Venusaur, and Venusaur has a lot of defense, so it'll just kill the Venusaur faster. I gotta be a little cautious of the Kinglers, they do a lot of damage. I'm actually going to use the Voltorb too, or the Electrode, because it's super effective. Whenever a boss is paralyzed, they instantly do that once they're out of their paralysis. Hit you away. Oh, that's not good. So Water Pulse confuses you. Confusion sucks in this game. Okay. Now we're gonna go to the Windy Prairie. You can either go Windy Prairie or Fiery Furnace. I'm going to the Windy Prairie just because I need stuff for fighting. Okay, that's good. That's an okay power. So the other Pokemon that's in the stage that I could get is Persian. Persian's actually really useful. It has a lot of good moves, and it's fast walking speed, so a good substitute for not getting a Pidgeotto. There's also Aerodactyl, but Aerodactyl is the boss, so you have to get the boss drop. They also, Persian's like, use this really weird move that I don't know what it is, but it's really powerful, so whatever. I've never seen it used, like I've never been able to use it before, so I don't know what it is. And that was a pretty good Persian, so good backup. Oh, Fake Out and Growl is actually not that great of a combination of moves, but that's still fine. Okay. So we're basically just going to be switching off of Pidgeotto in Persian. I also have another Pidgeotto with Big Attack, but probably wouldn't be too worth it. But just in case. Shouldn't really worry about anything in here. The only thing like worth getting is probably like Ninetales in here, and Ninetales aren't too reliable. They like to have Will-O-Wisp and only Will-O-Wisp, which just burns, doesn't do anything else. But you can get like surprise sometimes. You can have a decent move. Oh, there's also Primate, but yeah. It's like Ninetales, Charmeleon, and Primate, but they're both. Charmeleon and Ninetales are meh, and Primate can sometimes have decent moves, but usually it's like mediocre, kind of bad moves. Yay, quick attack. Not getting hit away. Oh cool, I got the Charizard drop. That's actually a really good drop. Probably gonna be 400. Yeah. Let's see what moves it has. Scratch and Ember. Not terrible. Could be worse. You could have completely pointless moves. Alright. So Charizard has pretty good walking speed. Or I guess flying speed. And Ember and Scratch aren't bad moves. Despite being like super early learning moves or whatever. It's weird. This game is weird with like what moves are good. because like frame data determines whether a move is better or not, and like sometimes they just do more damage. It's weird, you know. But like I feel like the speed of the move, like how quick it comes out and how fast it takes to reload it, is more important than the power of the move, in at least some sense. Cut the Gengar drop, wow. Gengar's a little iffy though. He's just not exactly the best Pokemon for battling. He's really fast though, so Auto Punch him. Not bad. Back up. Alright, so let's hope we can get something here. Graveler is not a terrible Pokemon to have. Magnitude isn't bad. Rock Throw is pretty okay. As you can see, I'm saying like not like completely positive things. Clefable and Machamp or Machoke are like the best things you can get. But they can also have not good moves, so. Wake Up Slap. Wake Up Slap isn't bad. And it's a decent power. So. I'm feeling pretty comfortable. I won't go too far out of my way. I don't like slow bros. I go for them if I'm in desperate need of a Pokemon. Or if they're in melee. I don't want that. So the only bad thing about going here last is that Lapras has a lot of HP in defense, so it takes a little bit longer to kill. But since I have Ember, it shouldn't be too bad, because it'll burn. I want to make sure that they don't hit me. Whenever they do that, they're invincible and it's such a wait. Sucks. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna start with Fable and go from there. Have Charizard and Gengar's back up. So like the thing that is not too great about this move is that it pushes them away. It does gimmicks, but does decent damage. But if they're asleep, then it does like double damage because, again, gimmicks. But it's like having a setup in this game is funny because it's just not that kind of a game, I guess. Okay, so that's also another thing. Hitting Pokemon into the barrier does like a lot of damage to them for whatever reason. It only does like 5 to you, but it does a lot to them, so. Whenever I have these guys left, I just like hit them into the wall. It does like an extra 100 damage. The higher the rank, the more damage it does to them. And to you as well, but more so to them. It was actually good that I have Clefable with Wake Up Slap because we're going to go into the Silent Forest, and the reason we're doing that is because the boss is Snorlax, and Snorlax has a lot of percent. So we want to get rid of him ASAP just because he's super annoying to kill. And I'm getting guard because he's fast. About a Pikachu. But we are now in the last rank. So. Home stretch. That move, whenever they use that, and you see it's hitting, like the other Venusaurs and stuff like that, it can actually make the other Venusaurs like dizzy, which causes like an extremely stupid amount of lag. It's really weird. I just mash out of that. I want that Raichu, but that Raichu. Okay, so now I have 3 Raishus. Unless I just don't pick them up, which... Aw, that was over. Oh, I might die. Okay, that's fine. Okay. Got him. I'll go get that other Raichu just in case. 501. Not bad. Actually, should have swapped into it. Still a pretty good moveset. Ooh, it's not what I want. Magikarps are actually like super trolly because their moves have like almost no lag and it doesn't do damage to you, so they can just bounce you around for like ever. Take that out. And again, a big reason as to why I'm going here so early is just because nothing helpful here. And also, the boss has a lot of health, so I want to get him over with. And I have a Raichu, so super effective. And the bosses actually never change, so there is 3 different difficulties that you unlock by beating each other other difficulty. So on a new game you start with normal, and then after you beat normal you unlock advanced, which introduces the 4th gen Pokemon. And then once you beat advanced you unlock EX, which once you're in EX, the bosses for each stage is actually different. Like it varies depending on whatever other stages, other ranks or whatever. Cool. So I don't really care too much about what I get here. Getting a Dodrio or a Fearow isn't terrible, but it's not a necessity. Getting a quick attack Pokemon isn't really needed anymore, because S-Rank just has so many Pokemon it wouldn't really be helpful. It would just be really laggy and you'd probably die in the process of using it, just because so many Pokemon are using attacks. Woo! Not a great power, but fine. I kind of would like... Oh hey, speaking of double. That's fine. Nice. Those are both Aerodactyls. Cool. Aerodactyl's really good. Really fast and has good movesets. So good. Glad I got an Aerodactyl. Got 600. Side beam though, that's not great. I'm gonna try and hope that I get another group of Alakazams to spawn, which usually they do spawn, so. Yeah, there we go. Because I definitely would like to have an Alakazam with Confusion. Dang, okay, that's fine. Dang. Okay, so... Yeah, it's gonna be Aerodactyl. It's fine. that Nidoking. Nidoking can have okay moves. Passion Peck, that's not bad. I'm gonna stay with Aerodactyl though, just because Psybeam isn't great. So for rank S, both Fiery Furnace and Rocky Cave have pretty good movesets, or Pokemon that are in it or whatever. Ponyta, Rapidash. Whoa! The shenanigans. Okay. So, the reason I just go here first is just because if I were to get a really good Machamp, would do much better than like a really good like Rapidash. I could also get a Charizard, but Charizard is also kind of hard to get a good Pokemon of, I guess. Let's choose Electro because it's fast. So, that's that. Okay. So I would like to have a Charizard. In terms of going Fire Furnace first or Rock Cave first, it's really just preference. Poison Jab is interesting. Okay. Poison Jab is a pretty interesting move. It's kind of like Peck. It's a little slower, but it does more damage and it can poison. It's interesting. Okay, I will die. Poison Jab. Aw. I'm gonna go back into Charizard. Oops. Well, Slash is fine. I'll just stay with this one. I don't care about any of these guys. Golem is pretty good. Let's see if we get a Golem. Well, like Golem Machamp. They do so much damage. Oh my goodness. Oh, 700. Let's see. It's a mission. I don't think that's a good move. So, Cry Shout. All right, there we go. Rhyhorn is Rhydon is also okay, but Champ. So, when earlier when I was talking about when I would buy a Pokemon, I would do it if I wasn't comfortable in the Pokemon that I have for the Battle Royale after going to all the stages. And I would just do it after this, but since that's actually not what I want. But since I'm pretty content, I'm just going to... Good. I should be fine. Yeah, I survived 3 of those. Okay. But yeah, so I'm not gonna buy anything. I don't need to. I have more than enough Pokemon that are capable of taking on the Battle Royale. Okay. Ooh, almost ran into that. Ah! That was spooky. Oh, dang it. Thought I hit the Kabutops, that's fine. Let's go into Treasure. So just like in the main game, Slash has like a higher chance of like getting a critical hit. So like right now it's doing more damage. And surprise, basically like story in terms of like the story, you just keep getting like reminded that there's someone stronger, and you don't know who it is, but you see the outline of it and you're like, what is it? And it's Mewtwo, if you couldn't tell by outlines of Pokemon. Alright. So that is the Battle Royale, and timing ends once you see congratulations on the screen. I'll tell you when the time. Right. And time. Okay. And that is Pokemon Rumble, all stages, with no passwords. I've put a lot of time into this game. I haven't recently been doing as many runs of it. I've been doing more of my other main speedrun, but I definitely always have this in my back pocket. 103 is not bad at all. Pretty sure that's second place though. The world record is 1 hour and 55 seconds. Yeah, I put a lot of time into this game. It's a very fun game. It's a very easy game to pick up. There's skill. I'd say it's one of the Pokemon games that have a lot less RNG in it than, you know, than most people would assume a Pokemon game to have. If you have the game, it's a fun speedrun. There's lots of categories for it. If you don't have the game, it's a cheap game. You can get on Wii U as well. Yeah, and if you have any questions about the game, I'm always around to ask about. So yeah, that's Pokemon Rumble, and I'm done, I guess.